All right. So in order to do this, right, we got a couple things we need to set up, right? We need to set up. Let's first go to our elevation part, right? Elevation part. Let's make our level 1 to what? Top of the footing, TOF, right? Let's make our level 2 called level 1. Alright, that's the first thing we're going to do, right? Change the name. Then let's make our level 1 elevation go to 100. And our top of the footing elevation should be what? 85 4-inch, right? So this way you don't have to convert. You just read what's the elevation on the plan, right? Oops, where is my? Okay. That's an easy part, right? And afterward, you're in good shape, right? So top of the footing is 85.4, so we can see from this one, right? 85.4. As I mean, majority of you are going to sit on 85.4, right? And also top of your footing. So afterward, let's go to our top of the footing profile. Let's create all the necessary grade line for this small assignment, right? The grade line involved will be 6.878, right? Grade line 6.878, and also grade line C and D, right? You can see those yellow highlight line, right? Grade line C and D, and 6.878, right? So we need to create 3 vertical grade line, 2 horizontal, right? And go there, right? On your top footing level, click on grade line. So don't worry about dimension at this moment. Just draw 2, right? 3 horizontal, 3 vertical, 2 horizontal, right? Afterward, change this label. This is C, capital C. This is my capital D, right? Correct? C, yeah, C and D. So this one is 6.8. This one is 7. This one is 8. Let's match exactly, right? What we had, right? So afterward, so the distance between 6 and 7 is 3 feet 7 foot, right? 3 feet 7 feet, and distance between C and D is 19 feet 9, right? 19 inch. So let's change that. Make sure all the dimensions are correct. We go to this. This one is what? 3. Oh, we should do that. I should do that a better way. But it's okay. If we do that, let's change it to 3. And do this one. That change to what? 7. And you do this one. You change that one to what? 19 feet 9, right? 9 inch. 19 feet 9 inch. Now we are in a good shape, right? We're in good shape. You guys got it? So this is actually the first step. Just like when you start your project, I will suggest you to first spend some time, get all the grade line in the right spot, right? In the right spot, just like I did a moment, right? That means you not only get this 5, you got all of them, right? Question.
If you already did all of them, how do you know they'll like carry over to the other levels?
They will carry over to another level. Yeah.
Because they weren't showing up on level 1 or 2.
Level 1 or 2 might be you have to turn the gray line on, right? And at this moment, just not worry about this. Just focus on this small line, right? And don't do your homework, right? I do not suggest you work on homework because this is
part of the term project, though, right?
No, this is just lab. Today's lab.
Oh, okay.
Today's lab is just to help you to do your project, but this is a lab, right? Nothing to do with your project.
Okay.
So I do not suggest you actually, right? Just follow my step.
Do it in a new file.
Yeah, start with a new file, everything from brand new, right?
Okay. I just thought if it's for the term project, I could do it in that one.
No, this is not a term project, right? I just use part of the term project. I think the most difficult part, just try to give you some help. That's the whole purpose, right? I do not suggest because I guarantee you cannot finish the whole thing into this slide. Right.
How far is your 8, 7, and 6.8 supposed to be from the D and C? Like, between making?
So between this one is 3, 7, right?
Oh no, I'm talking about like from the D and C to the 8. How far away is that?
From D and C to 8?
Yeah.
Because D and C and 8 is not the same direction. You just worry about C and D is 99, 7 to 8 is 7. That's all you need to worry about. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good question. Don't use your project working on this, right? I guarantee you're probably going to mess up because we're going to do something messed up, right? Don't use your project, right? Just start from scratch, right? Just like I did here, right? So the whole purpose is to help you understand the procedure so you can get things right. All right, everything with me now, everyone? Okay, let's first start to draw. After we got, we got our elevation right. We don't have to worry about, those numbers, different numbers. So the next thing is we got our gray line right. And the next thing is we start to draw a wall, right? We start to draw a wall. So let's first go to our level 1 because your foundation wall typically go from depths, right? Go depths. So let's go to wall. So go to structure, right? Structural wall, structural wall. All right? And pick the one called foundation 12 inch. Foundation 12 inch. All right. If you take a look at our drawing, our wall is actually 14 inch, right? Not 12. So that means we need to do some customization, right? So let's go to edit type, duplicate, change that to from 12 to 14. That should be easy, right? Then go to change, actually, click on edit, change the actual thickness to 1 foot 2 inch or 14 inch total. All right, and now we have the first wall. So you probably notice our wall is not actually on the grid. All right, you can see gray line D is a little bit off the interior side. Your actually gray line 7 is a little bit offset from this line, right? And you go to your gray line C actually is a little bit into the wall. And the same thing for the gray line 7, gray line 8 is actually a little bit into this wall, right? And the detail dimension for that is actually on your detail plan. Right, detail plan here, right? You can see detail plan 12, 11, right? You can see your 12 is your upper corner. You can see your gray line D is 2 inch off the interior side of the wall, and the gray line 7 is also 2 inch off, right? However, if you go to detail 11, so you can see gray line C is actually 1 inch into the interior wall. Actually, gray line 8 is 2 inch into the interior wall. You see that? Okay. All those details need to be taken care of in your project, right? I'll show you how to do that, right? Actually, it's not as sophisticated, right? It's actually quite easy. Okay, let's first figure out. Okay, we're going to draw this concrete wall, right? The concrete wall, let's assume we're going to use actually not a wall center line because all the dimension is from what? Interior surface, right? So we're actually going to switch for the wall center line to interior finished surface. Finished face. That's why I'm going to do the location line, right? Base constraint level 1, that's fine. Base offset is not 12, right? It's actually 100 deducted by 85.4, right? 85 feet 4 inch is what? Is 14 inch, 14 feet 8 inch, right? So that means you're going to all go all the way down to negative 14, 8 inch, right? Not 80, 8 inch, right? So your top constraint is level 1. That's fine, right? That's basically what you're supposed to have, right? Afterward, let's start to set another one over here. This one, not on the top and the base offset, is actually this offset, right? This offset. This offset is actually going to determine how you offset from a grid line, right? So we pick interior surface. Let's make offset 2 inch, right? Because that's 2 inch offset. Let's do that. So afterward, we start to draw this wall. You see that? Now, your wall is 2 inch offset. The gray line, you just trace the gray line, right? Just trace your gray line. So you notice automatically 2 inch off, right? The reason is because we said our first click actually is on the interior side of the grid, of the wall, right? So that means it's 2 inch offset, right? So we use our interior as a reference. So we go this way, right? What's the other one, right? Other one is actually on, I believe is on, right? Include this one. This one also 2 inch off, right? On gray line 7, right? Gray line 7. The other two actually is into the wall. So gray line 7, that means I can draw, also go right. And you don't have to draw the full wall. We just leave halfway. That's fine. Just draw this too. And then this wall actually is 1 inch into the wall. So that means we need to change that to negative 1 inch offset, right? We change to negative 1 inch. Then we draw that wall, right? You can see now we continue to trace grid line. That's why it's so important you set your grid line right. Now we are 1 inch, right? Our next partial vertical wall is actually 2 inch into your wall, right? Then we change that to 2. So to do this one, right? We do 2 inch on this one, just short wall should be good enough. Right, after that, you can simply use your trim, go to modify, use your trim, right? Use your trim extent, right? That's my favorite one, right? You go to here, then you simply go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, right?
What was the vertical one? What was the opposite on
This is 2 inch,
that? Okay.
2 inch. The top two actually, the top two are 2 inch offset. This one is 1 inch in, this one is 2 inch in. Right? So this actually shows you how important you get your what? You got your gray line setup, right? Set right. The gray line should be is important, right? So are we okay now? All right. Let's continue, go to level 1. All right, and this one tell you how actually you're going to utilize the gray line to set your, locate your wall and everything else, right? Everything else. The next thing, let's add a column, right? We go to structure, column, load family, because we don't have a column, concrete column yet, right? Load family. So go to structural column folder and go to concrete folder. Go to the very last one, concrete square column, and load that one, open. The size of a column, we need to know the size, right? Because, and it's actually on this one, right? On the detail, detail 11, 12. So on the, we call this column C8, right? We call this column C8 column because it's located on the C and 8 axis, right? Grade C and 8. We call C8. And this one we call D7, right? D7. So D7 column is 22 inch, right? 1 foot 10, right? C8 column is 20 because 1/8, right? 1 foot 8 inch. We got it? We have a D7 22 inch. We have a C8 20 inch, right? This square. All right? Let's go back. So let's go to our column, edit type. In the edit type, we do a duplicate. So we make one called what? 22 by 22, right? The bigger one. 22 by 22. Say OK. Then we change the dimension to what? 1 foot 10 inch, right? That's a 22, right? 1 foot 10 inch. Say OK. Then we go to make another one, right? Edit type, duplicate. Another one is what? 20 by 20, right? 20 by 20. Say OK. Is what? 1 foot 8, right? 1 foot 8 inch. Good. All right. And so which one is bigger? C7, right? The upper one. C7 is the bigger one. After D7, right? C8 is for a smaller one, right? So C8 is the smaller one. We're on the smaller one now, right? Let's move on to our. Okay, when you move your cursor to the intersection of the two gray lines, so both gray lines are blue, right? I'll highlight it. So that means you're in the right spot. So simply click. So you got one done. Then you go to change to 22, the bigger column. You move to the what? The upper part. Right? You move to the upper part. Then you do the same thing until you have all the gray lines showed up, right? And then you are in the right spot. All right? So your gray line actually is centered on the column, not on the wall. All right, makes sense. So let's click on your column, right? One of them. You can go to, if you couldn't select, you go to your top footing. Oh, where is that? Something wrong, right? Okay, yeah, too short. Okay, select this. Make sure your base offset should be the same, right? Top of the footing, go to 14.8, right? Negative 14.8 inch. Yeah, that's about right. So this way, you actually reach to the top of the footing, right? And you do the same thing here. Actually go to negative 18, 14, sorry, so 14. Negative 14 foot, 8 inch, right? All right, now if you go to your top of the footing level, you can see them, right? You can see the column, both columns there. Good? Well, now we need to introduce a new concept, right? A new concept. Take a look at this one. When you click on this, any of the new column you just inserted, you only see a small portion of the column, right? It becomes very small. The reason is when your column join the wall, they're actually joint order. They're going to say the joint order determines which one is dominant. Apparently now the wall is dominant, right? And that's why you only see partial of your column. So we want to actually, if we want to see the whole column, we need to tell the computer the joint order actually, the column is dominant, right? So there's a one, you go to join. You go to modify, this type of stuff, you go to join. I think we used join geometry before, right? Now let's go to switch join order, right? Switch join order, and by the picture you can see, this is a very good picture. You can see if the column is dominant, right, it's actually cut into the wall. But if the wall is dominant, it's cut off the column. You see what happened to us, right? Our column, same thing. So we switch join order, right? We click on that. Then we pick the column. We say, okay, this one related to the wall is dominant. All right. Then we're gonna also do this one. Right? We say, okay, this one in related to this one is also dominant. Afterward, you can see your column actually showed up, right? See that now? The column showed up. You do the same thing for the other one, right? And do that. Now you have this. Oh, do this one more time. One more time. Oops. Join order. So pick this one, pick this one, pick this one, pick this one. Right, now you should be in good shape. Right? When do you know you got it done? And when you click on the column, it actually show as a square. Right? It show as a square. Got it? I'm wondering.
It should be 2 inches in. So, like top offset. Like,
Can you show this?
You mean the join order?
Yeah.
Right? You go to modify. You click on the geometry part. There's a join. Right? And click on the triangle. The very last option is switch join order. You click on that. Now I already switched the join order, but I can switch back, right? If I click on this one, say okay, change the join order. And then you can see my column getting small, right? I just need a reverse, right? Then you go back to do it again, so you can do that and do that. So now you should be, your join order should be right? Hey guys, good? All right. This way we have the column, right? We have the column. All right. Right? It's just something should be look like this one, right? Well, the next thing, let's add a footing. Right? Let's add a footing. The top of the column. So there's a couple of big footing, right? And we go all the way here. You can see there's a, well, the size of the footing, actually, the footing also have an ID, right? For this one, we can call that the D7 footing, right? This is D7 footing. Actually, we need another one. This one is actually C6.8 footing. And this smaller one here is C8 footing, right? So basically we have a C8 footing and a C6.8 footing. Then we have a D7, right? D7. So let's go to our footing schedule, right? Over here, I already highlighted. So your C6.8 footing is 14 by 14 by 2. And your smaller one is 5 by 5, the medium one is 13 by 13. So we, before we can do the footing, we need to customize the size, right? Let's go back to our Rivet. Let's go to structure. This is actually a foundation footing, right? It's an isolated column footing. So let's click on the isolated. We need to load. We need to load the footing family. That's in the structural foundation folder. And footing rectangle is the first one. Let's click on OK, open. We go to edit type. We do a duplicate. Right? Edit type duplicate. That should be a familiar command, right? So we have one is what? The biggest one is 14 by 14 by 2, right? 14 by 14 by 2, right? We need to make a big one. So 14 feet is how many inch? 168, right? 168, right? 168 inch. That's 14 foot, right? 168. And by 24, right? 168 by 168, that's a big one. So we need to make that is 24 inch. We need to also make that 14, right? 14, 14, right? Say okay. Then make another one. Duplicate, rename. The next one is 13 by 13 by 1.5, right? 13 is what? Is 168 minus 12, right? That gave you 156, right? 13, right? 156. 156 by 8 inch, right? Say okay. So this one should be 18-inch. This one's supposed to be 13 by 13, right? 13. 13, right? Then you got this one, right? Okay, let's continue to do a duplicate for the smaller one. So smaller one is 60 by 60, right? Is 5, let's verify that, right? 5 foot by 5 foot by 1.5, right? That's about 60 by 60 by 18, right? That's right. So let's change that one to 5 foot. 5 foot. Then we say okay. All right. So the smaller column actually is located over here, C. All right. And actually, when you move your cursor, let's go back. Sorry. Cancel. Right. Go to isolated column. And when we move our cursor to the intersection of that, it should, okay. Oh, you couldn't see that. Well, let's also change the visibility of top of the footing to view range, right? View range to -10. -10. So you can see them, right? And then you go to your next big one. Next big one is actually located in the C6.8, right? This actually intersection. So let's go to the 168, like 168. That's actually is located. The center is actually on the C6.8, right? Then there's a 13 by 13, 56 by 60. That go to D7, right? D7, right? See, when you get the gray line right, everything else looks easier. Are we in good shape now? All right. All right. So let's worry about the continuous footing, right? The continuous footing. The continuous footing actually here tell you is what? 5 feet 8 inch. 5 foot 6 inch wide, 12 inch deep, right? We need to create one, right? But you also notice your continuous footing actually is not symmetrical located, right? It's not symmetrical located. And well, one thing they can tell you is what? S3.29, right? S3.29 tell you S3.29 I think is, yeah, this one, right? This one show you what? How, the asymmetrical footing related to the wall, right? You see that? So actually, 10 inch inside, this is about 36, is 42 inch, right, outside. So one thing we need to figure out is, okay, we cannot simply just, say, okay, this edge is 10 inch. We need to figure out, you're putting out one property called F7, eccentricity, that actually measure the shift between the center line of the wall and the center line of the footing, right? Now, the center line of the footing is what? Because the total is 66, right? So the center line will be 33, right? From any of the side. So 33, and now, okay, now the edge of this one to the center of the wall is what? This is 14, right? Divided by 7 is 7. So there's 17, right? The center of the wall to the edge now is 17. Supposed to be 33, right? If it's all center to center. So actually it's shifted by how much? Shifted by 33 minus 16. You got 17, right? Oh, actually minus 17, you got 16, right? Therefore shifted by 16 inch. All right? Keep that in mind. So now let's start to draw wall footing, right? We go to structure, go to foundation, go to wall footing. Go to wall footing. Okay, now you have wall footing. We need to do the same thing, right? Edit type, duplicate. This one we want to do a 66, right? Because 66 feet wide, 12 inch thick, right? So let's go OK. And let's change the actual width to what? 5'6", right? 5 foot 6 inch. Say OK. All right, now what you can do, you can actually first put it in, then later on specify, or you can now change the eccentricity version. You see that? That's your footing. Eccentricity, right, is the first one. Make that one to what? 16 inch, right? 16 inch, right? We just pick up. So offset is 16 inch. Right? Or in good shape. Now let's move our cursor to here. You see that? It shifted off automatically. Right? It shifted itself. All right? All right. Well, let's take a look what we got now, right? Looks like we got a very good, foundation with the wall and with the column, right? Everything looks good. But if we further take a look at our drawing, actually, we need a step footing, right? Instead of just flat, right? If everything is flat, that should be the right one, right? Yes, what's your question?
I can't get my eccentricity to change to 16. It keeps popping back in here.
Okay.
So if I go in here, type in 16, I put it back in
Yeah, because your wall probably too short. And so you go to this one. And you need to put the 166, right? Eccentricity into that into 16. Oh. Well, that's a good drawing, right? Let's just do this one. Right? You have this, right? You have this, you have this. And this one probably too short, you didn't add anything.
Yeah.
So, but shouldn't have this.
Change that to negative
Right? Okay. And you need to this same thing for this value. And I think I don't know exactly why. Okay. All right. Using this parameter, you can actually, save you a lot of time, right? But let's first figure out the step, the step footing issue. Okay. If you further take a look, this section, you notice this is 81.4, right? Anything beyond this line, anything beyond this step line, or 81.4, right? 81.4 is 4 feet below top of the footing, right? 4 feet below top of the footing. So we need to first make our wall to the right level, which means this wall, and you can select, right? This wall, this wall, this wall, this wall, even the column. Let's worry about the column later, right? This also should all go to what? Deeper than the top of the footing, right? That should go to what? 18.8, right? Because it's 4 feet deeper. So let's apply. All right. And same thing for the column over here, right? This column should also go 4 feet deeper, right? And attach the foundation to move. That's okay. Yes. It's supposed to go, right? And including this one. This actually, the top of this one should be 4 feet below top of the footing. Right? They all should move, shift, right? And in reality, your new model should look like something like this, right? Something like this. Right? Because this is actually in a higher level, and you're going to drop to the lower level, right? To the 4 feet elevator pitch, right?
You go to those.
All right. So this wall, and this three wall, the base offset should be 18.8 instead of 14.8, right? Because the reflected 4 feet drop because of elevator pitch, right? Make sense? Then after you change that one, you need to also change your column. One column, not this one. This one is still on the upper level, but this smaller column also go what? Go 18 feet 8 inch, right? Also go to that. And then you need to change this slab. This actually footing, this big column footing, that should be 4 feet below top of footing, right? So you need to change that one to -4. So your new reality is something looks like this one, right? So now let's find a way to actually transit this wall and the footing from this level to the lower level, right? You cannot make something look like this, right? Because there's a transition, right? And let's click on the top of the footing floor plan. So before we do that, there's a couple of geometry we need to follow, right? You can see here they didn't specify where the first step starts to drop, right? It's somewhere, I can see, roughly saying, right, distance. But this, between the steps, there's a 4 feet. You see that 4 feet between the two steps? Right, there are 4 feet between that. In order to draw this accurately, we need to actually use reference line to first draw this step line, right? And let's go there. All right, I'm going to go to reference plan. My first line, I just simply eyeball this, right? Somewhere close. My first line, right? But my second line must be 4 feet, right? So I'm going to change offset 4 feet. Oh, not 40. right? So I can draw that line. Actually, should go draw from this side to this side, right? I think you probably need to change a lot of use offset because it's whenever you draw on something accurate. All right, we draw this too. Let's draw another one.
What do you offset that first 4 foot off of?
4 feet.
What's it offset off of? Mine's different.
Okay, you need to draw 3 reference lines 4 feet apart.
What are you offsetting the first line off of though?
You mean this one? No, you gotta draw from the edge. Actually, the first one you don't have the 4 feet from. Actually, the first line is eyeball that roughly is here, right? And from your drawing set. Afterward, everything's gonna be use this one as reference line. Then you go to the 4 feet from here, right? Then you can say, okay, I draw from here. There's a 4 feet from that way, right? Yeah. So that one I go. We have a 4 feet line, right? It's 3 4 feet long. So you may be wondering why I draw this one. The reason you draw that one because if you take a look, at the detail, you can use your homework actually lab sheets to see. All right. Yeah, this one. Okay. The reason you draw that out because you need to also identify where this line is going to be, right? We just draw 2 step line on this side, right? But where this line going to be, right? This line actually is 4 feet from the step you draw. Because we drop 2 feet, this distance is 2 feet, right? That's 4 feet. That's why we need to draw the third reference line just to locate this line, right? Otherwise, we don't know how to draw that, right? Make sense? All right. So we want to make another reference line at this moment. Go to reference line. This line actually go the exterior surface of your continuous footing, right? Actually, sorry, I should change the offset to 0, right? Change that to 0, so you draw that along the exterior surface of your footing, then you give it a name, right? Click to name, say OK. Give a name called step 1. So the reason we give that step 1 because we're going to use this plan later on to actually do extrusion, right? To create your step footing, right? Step footing. Are we in good shape? On this, right? On this top of the footing, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 reference line. So if you guys good, I'll switch that to east elevation. All right. On east elevation, we need a couple more. Reference line, right? So to reflect the 2 feet drop each step, right? Let's click on the reference line. With this time, we're going to do a 2 feet offset. Actually, I should go this way. The first first 2 feet offset reflect the first drop, right? The first drop is going to drop to this level. And you probably notice the second drop is actually along the surface of your footing, right? So we don't have to draw that particularly because we already have the surface line, right? So basically, this reflect, right? What you need to do for your step footing, right? Okay. So there's another named reference plan, right? We just did, right?
Wait, what did you name it?
I just named it called step 1. So I use that to create step footing 1. Not this one, right? The named one is actually this line. This line, you see that? We call step 1. This line you need a name. Other line you don't need a name, right? So let's go to east elevation again. So the next step we need to do is, yes,
Mine don't look like that in my bottom. Is this set to the right depth or something? Oh, you actually should change the elevation of those ones. Those should be, or you need to change this one. Yeah, that's one, right? Instead of, this is part of elevator pits, so you need to change those wall, right? And to elevation should be 4 feet steeper because you have elevator, right? So you've got to go to 18.8, right? So you need to do the same thing for this one. That's supposed to be 4 feet deeper. Same thing for the column. This one's supposed to go 4 feet deeper. Then you have this one, right? I move it is sufficient, looks like this, right? I'll bring that one down to. Yeah. So, this one didn't go down. It should go down automatically. Yeah, this one. But when you change that, it's supposed to automatically come. Oh, yeah, because you didn't have a column yet. Yeah, you're missing one column. Yeah. That's why if you have column, if you change column, it will automatically move. Right? Okay. So next step, let's do this. Let's edit the profile. We need to first, in order to create this transition, we need a, the wall profile going to change, right? So let's do that. Go to, select this one, edit profile, and you see why we draw this so many reference line now, right? Because, okay, we know this is the step line, right? This is a step line, right? And this is a step line, and this is a step line, right? You can see, and because you wall can sit on this footing anyway, right? So you first go to the 2 feet drop. Go another 4 feet, the 2 feet drop, right, is up to the negative 18.8 level, right? So then you need to change your wall profile like this. Then you're going to go use your my favorite trim command over here. So I'm going to trim this, make sure it looks all right. All right, you got this one now, right? You say done. All right. So now you got a wall part, right? And it looks like something. All right, we are not done yet, right? Because we just get a wall profile done, right? But we need to also get a footing. But the footing now is not right, right? You understand that, right? Because this is not a right footing, right? Right footing should look like this way, right? Okay. Let's go to customize the footing. We still go to east elevation. Go to east elevation. This time we go to structure, component. I think we did one, right? Hopefully you can still remember how we did step footing in the past. Model in place. So we pick the right category, should be structural foundation because of the footing, right? So yes, we call step footing 1. Footing 1, right? Say OK. Now remember this one by extrusion, right?
We use void to create some pocket, right? We use extrusion to create something else, right? So now click on that, and we use the name. We're going to draw a profile on the named reference plan. The named one we did is what? The step 1, right? The so-called step 1 reference line. All right. That's the name the reference line when we draw that on the floor plan, right? Say OK. All right, now we can start to draw the profile of the footing, right? So the profile of the footing should follow, at least we know it's going to follow the wall profile, right? We know the wall profile now is, the first thing we know is it's going to be here, right? It's going to be here, because the top line of your step footing should follow the wall profile, right? Step here, right? And maybe somewhere we don't know, right? Okay. And where's the next step? Well, could be here. All right, but the first thing we know, this line is 4 feet, right? 4 feet below. Right, we can probably go this way and go this way, this way, this way, this way, right? Well, we remember we're going to project this profile some distance. What's actually the extrusion? The extrusion should be the same as your continuous footing width, right? That's the 5'6", right? 5 foot 6 inch, right? 5 foot 6 inch. We're going to extrude it that far. Say apply. So say finish. Finish model. Let's take a look. All right. This is our new one. This old one, we need to delete it, right? Because the old one no longer needed, right? The old one's just supposed to be look like this, right? Delete. All right. Okay, this is our new one. Other one than the old one, right? All right, I'm not sure I get this right. Yes, that's right. Okay. But it looks like, all right, there's some part missing, right, in this part. There are a couple ways you can do that. You can, if you really want to make like perfect, let me see if this is all, okay, the distance between this one and this one is sure, okay, 10 inch. Well, I can draw another piece and go to east, right? Okay, there's a little gap over here, right? There's a little gap over here between this line and this line, right? So if I want to do that, so I can simply go to structure, component, model in place. I can do another piece. Structural foundation, this one. Can say step 1. So that's actually, I'm going to use the same step 1. Well, I do not ask you to do this, but just in case, for example, you really want to make something perfect, so you can actually do this. This is only going to go 10 inch, right? Because you said it's 10 inch. All right, it's done. Finished model. You further take a look at it, right? I actually, right, just make this piece, right? So I see if I can join geometry between this one and this one, right? Okay, looks good. But when you submit it, I do not expect you to have this small piece, right? Any question?
When I click the extrusion for this, it doesn't come up and like ask me which reference point to pick. Is there a reason for that?
Okay, the reason is you probably didn't get some stuff right. Yeah, I think I would shut off. Oh, you do. Yeah, because you draw that in the wrong spot. Yeah. So when you go, you draw this reference point, right? You do it, right? And so that's one. No, yeah. You should go along this one. Oh. That's not, that's not. That's supposed to be the surface of this one, right? And then you can go to your acceleration, you go to structure, right, you go to extrusion, we'll ask you. This a set. We can ask you a set, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's in the wall, right? Then, okay, yeah, no. This is, you need a, it's hard to change everything. You're wrong from the first step. Yeah. You're late, right? You came late. That's why you can't. Yeah, you didn't get it. You didn't get it right. So you have to take so long for you to pay attention. Right? That's why it's important. Don't be late. Okay? It's hard to follow. You do step one. All right. Good. Yep. That's why we have this grid line, right? The grid line, you get that right. Yes. So now you know your footing at least degree for the wall, right? Oh, yeah. Here, there, yeah, but this way here. I'm not sure. I think one over here is long. Oh, that's good. That should be good.
previous one. Right?
You figure you do the same thing.
All right. Okay. We run out of time, but the last thing I want to show you is we need to get a rebar done, right? Let's get a rebar done. And you can, I think, even I can post the video in the last session to your session, so you can see the rebar part, right? I think we barely have the time to finish. All right, let's get a rebar part, right? Go to structure. So we got this one. Now we need to get a rebar done, right? We need to add a rebar. So what I'm going to do is, right, we say, okay, rebar. And we need to first load all the rebar, right? Let's go to load our rebar. Go to structural rebar shape, not a coupler, right? Not coupler, structural rebar shapes. Click on that and load everything from item 1 all the way, from item 0 actually. Drag all the way, hold your shift key, click on item T9. Hold your shift key, right? So load them all.
My rebar thing is grayed out, so I can't even click on it.
Yeah, load all, everything. Yeah, the reason you guys see slower is because they're set. And then you possibly in a mold, some kind of mold. Let's see. Let's see.
This last 2 weeks class. I did.
You subtouch your computer. Yeah, somehow you lose that direction.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on it overall. All right, okay. And we're going to create this one, right? So we're going to create that one. All right, first of all, make sure it's a parallel, right? Parallel to your work plan. If you want to make 6 of them, that's fine, right? And we're going to do a sketch, right? Instead of going, because this rebar is a sketch shape, right? We go to sketch. All right, we're going to sketch from, and we're going to sketch on the named step. That's step 1. And continue to use that reference plan, right? That's why. Say OK. Now you can see I can draw from this point to here, then draw, right? Go this way. Okay. But if you take a look at this one, it actually have 2, but you can only draw 1 at a time, right? After you get this one, say done, you're done. Right? If you want to have the second one, you can simply copy this one, right? You can simply say, okay, copy, and drop it a little bit. Okay, I got this one done, right? And then you can, of course, you can further go to sketch another one if you'd like to. And another one possibly going to go sketch rebar. And from this point, rebar sketch. Rebar sketch rebar. Yeah. Okay, make sure it's highlighted. And it goes here. You actually go to the second one, go this way, right?
So actually, then after you're done, you can make another copy if you like to. Right? Go to copy. Copy this one. This one, do a copy, and drag this along a little bit. All right. Actually, you guys, you already learned how to do the horizontal, vertical, all kind of stuff in the last lab, right? This one, actually, you can say, okay, instead of a single, we can change that to 6. So there are going to be 6 of them all the way fill out your footing, right? 6 number, fixed number 6. You can do all of them. You can select all instead of doing this one by one, right? Okay, I think this one is supposed to go 6 too, right? Fixed number 6, right? So afterward, you can take a look at, for example, I can make my transparent, my footing transparent. Override element. Apply. Say OK. Now if I can make this one transparent. Oh, delete it. Right? I want to make this transparent instead of delete. Right? Now, if I want to show my rebar in a real size, I can go to select all in view. So I can make the visibility. I go to my graphic, right? There's a graphic property. There's a called edit, view as solid. If you really want to view the size, right? You say view as solid in a 3D view. So you can go there. You can see all your rebar. If you click on the fine view, you see that they have the actual size, right? You see that? And if you want to say, okay, I want a little bit more protection, I can make it a little bit further inside. Right? You can see this, right? I can drag a little bit. Make sure it go inside a little bit. Same thing here. All right. Now you have those rebar, right? You already learned how to put a rebar in the footing, right? Then you put an extra rebar in each footing because you already learned how to put that, right? Continuous footing, transverse, etc., right? In your last lab. So this one just show you how to create those sketched special rebar, right? You still need to add the top, the bottom, etc., right? But that's, I think, you already learned in the past. All right. So I'll make sure you continue working on the. I think for the concrete part, it shouldn't have any issue, right? For the rebar elevation, structure should be good. So you submit whatever you have, right, at the end of this lab. So we're probably going to just give you the full grade and whatever you have, right? But this lab whole purpose is to help you to.
There's no lab assignment.
There's a lab assignment. Yeah.
This is lab assignment.
Yeah, it's a lab assignment. Yeah, you just upload this one.
Yeah.
It's on assignments. Yeah, it's on assignments. It says it for due. It says due at 9:40.
You already assume.
So, but it's just like your assignments. It says overdue assignments. Right there, lab 9.
Oh, yeah, because you go in level. So this one. Yeah, I'm multiple.
Yeah, because they are fighting.
Okay.
level 1, right? And let's double check you make sure level 1 is right. No, let's see. Oh, yes, you have 185. Yeah, right. So let's do this one. From there, you can go to level 1, right? And same time, you don't do this. Yeah, you do this one. All right, so level 1. So you go to your wall. Right, this one. You first make sure you have the offset, right? 2-inch offset.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's another issue, right? This one should be 14 inch. Go 14 feet, 8 inch down, right? Yeah. And top level should be level 1. Right. So you have this offset 0, 2 inch, right? Oh, that's fine. So yeah, you need to specify, not a center line. You got to do the interior line, right? Then you draw that. So that means your interior is going to be off 2 inch from the line before. Right? You get this one. Then you're going to do the same thing for this one. That's a similar. You have another 2-inch offset on that, right? Then you go to change this one to -2. Right? That -2 is actually go from here. Right? 2 inch in the wall. Right? Then you're going to do another one. It's actually 1 inch in the wall. Right? Now 1 inch in the wall goes through here, right? See that? Then you can go down and say, okay, I want to go here. All right. Okay, I need to close my video. So I strongly suggest you go to follow the video, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I submit it like this?
Yeah, you can submit it in this one. That's fine.
Can I send the attendance?
Say it again.
Can I send the attendance?
Oh, we didn't have a tendency today because you just submitted to a
Oh,
lab. We know you're here, right?